Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. How often do you have Coolio introducing your guest speaker, huh? Man, I got to tell you, it is really, really a pleasure to be here tonight. I can't believe this crowd, man. God bless you all for making it here tonight. This is amazing. Really. This is the fifth and last service of the day, and I got to tell you, I think the Lord is going to save the best for last. I really mean it. Not only from me, but from everybody else. And today's been an absolute blessing, people. I want to tell you, the staff in this church, the congregation, everybody from top to bottom has been just first class, A1. I can't say enough about it. I want to thank everybody. The security, I wish I had these guys around me 15 years ago. I'd have been all right. But really, everybody's been great, and I'm looking forward to it. And I understand I can run a little long on this service, okay? Is that okay? Well, I got to be honest with you, I've done that on every other one, too. So we're ready to have a good time tonight. We're going to give all the praise and glory to Jesus Christ tonight, that's for sure. And I got to tell you, you know how I got here? Okay, my daughter is a senior at San Diego State. She's going to be graduating in May. How many people from San Diego State here? All right, okay. Well, 2.5 years ago, she called me up, and she said, Daddy, you got to come to this church. I visited The Rock. The pastor is amazing. Miles McPherson. You got to come. I want you to speak there. And I said, well, you know, do what Daddy taught you. Go speak to the pastor and tell him, hey, your dad's got a story. You know, bring him into the church. I said, Daddy, I'm not going to do that. That's dorky. That's nerdy. I said, well, all right, so well, then let's leave it up to God and see if he works it out. About 6 or 7 months ago, I'm in Chicago, and I was ministering there, and I'm at a dinner. They had a dinner for me, and I get a phone call. And on that, I see an 858. I wasn't going to answer it, but I said, wait a minute, 858, Amanda's here. Maybe there's an issue. Okay, I didn't recognize the number. Let me pick it up. I pick it up, and it's Pastor Miles. And we start to chat a little bit. I go outside, and we're on the phone for about an hour. I didn't realize he came from Long Island, where I used to live. I grew up in Brooklyn, but then moved to Long Island. He was all around my old neighborhood. I didn't even realize he was Italian, but man, he's Italian like me. But, and we just really, really hit it off, and he said, brother, I'm going to have you at the church, and here I am a couple of months later. And, you know, the other day I was on Mikey in the Morning. Everybody know Mikey? What a guy, man. Great guy. Fell in love with him, met him for an hour, but he was great. And when I was done, Pastor called in, and he said, hey, Mike, you know, I'm not going to be there. I'm getting on a plane. I got to go someplace. And I said, hey, Pastor, that's not the way to start. You know, you're standing up a mob guy, man. I'm disappointed, you know. So he said, but I promise you I'm going to be back. So he is going to be here. His plane was delayed. He was going to be here at 7, but he's coming at 8:30. And I'm really looking forward to meeting him. And I'll tell you this, I'm in a different church just about every weekend across the country. But the first opportunity I get, I'm going to be sitting where you are. And I want to listen to Pastor Miles, because I hear he's the bomb, right? Amen. But I will tell you this, people. I know that I'm here. And I know I'm not here by accident. That's for sure. And I know none of you are in here by accident. I know that's for sure. And I know some of the guys here, come on, guys, let's face it. Sopranos are off the air. I wanted to go see the mob guy tonight, right? Your wife dragged you in here. Figure, hey, you know what? I can't watch it on TV anymore. Maybe the reruns, but I want to see what the real mob is all about. Okay, your curiosity, whatever it takes, your wife got you in here. You're in here for a reason, but it's not an accident. And I'll tell you this, every time I come up to share my story and share my testimony, I have the same prayer. And that is that, God, I realize tonight that I'm just a messenger. Just a messenger. I'm here to deliver a message. And I know that the Lord wants to touch a heart in this room tonight. Maybe 1, maybe 10, maybe everybody in the room. I don't know, and I don't worry about that. That's God's issue. But my prayer is, Lord, let me be effective in delivering this message. Let me deliver it with passion, and let these people understand what God has really done in my life, because I know he wants to touch your heart, and I'm just a messenger. That's all I am. And you know, when you're going to hear a story, and yes, it's pretty dramatic, but it's not dramatic because of anything that I did. It's dramatic because of what God has done in my life. And I just hope that that comes clear by the time I finish here tonight, because you're not here to be entertained. You're not here because, hey, you know, this guy is up there and it's a different story and I want to hear something tonight. You're here because God has a plan and a purpose for you. And whenever you listen to somebody's testimony, the deal is that you relate it to your own life. And you say, wait a second, God. Okay, if you've done something in this man's life, maybe you're trying to get my attention. Maybe there really is a plan and a purpose for me in my life, but I haven't realized it yet. Took me a long time. I didn't realize it took me years. But once I did, it was amazing how God has taken me by the hand and made such a dramatic turnaround and change in my life. And people, that's what I want to tell you about tonight, what God has done in my life. And I want to put this out here right now. And I mean this with all my heart, and I say it with all the passion that I can drum up. Jesus Christ is my hero. My hero. And that's because of what he's done in my life. And I want to tell you this. When you look at me tonight, you're looking at probably the most blessed man that you're ever going to see in your life. Because if I would have gotten what I've deserved, if I was left up to my own to decide my fate, I'd either be dead or in prison for the rest of my life. It's what I earned. It's certainly what I deserved. In the 17 years that I was in that life, I lived every day in contradiction to the laws of God and the laws of man. Every day. And I did it knowingly and willingly. And I don't say this with any amount of pride, believe me. And some people might be offended by that. You might be taken back by that. And I don't blame you. I carry a lot of baggage from my former life. Okay, but the thing to be amazed about tonight is that God can take somebody like me, okay, turn his life around and use him for his purpose and his plan in life. And that's what's amazing about this story. Nothing else. And I want you to understand that. And as you listen to me, it's not all about me. This is not about Michael Francis. As a matter of fact, goes, oh, wow, Michael, what you did, it's such a dramatic story, such a dramatic testimony. Yeah, I have a dramatic testimony because I wreaked havoc in my life, and God had a lot of work to do. I like people with a lot nice, calm testimonies. That means they didn't have to do crazy things like I did in my life. Okay? But understand, he does have a plan and a purpose. And as you listen to my life, what my hopes are is that you're going to say, you know what? God really is trying to get my attention tonight. And you're going to look back in your own life, and you're going to say, you know what? Maybe this person he put in my life, he put him there for a reason. Maybe he was trying to get my attention. Maybe this event that happened in my life. Maybe this tragedy that occurred. Maybe these years that I did in prison. Maybe this drug addiction that I had. Maybe this alcohol addiction I had. God can use that and turn it around. He was trying to get my attention because he has a plan and a purpose for me. And I don't care what you've done in your life. I don't care how bad your life is. And you know what? I've been traveling this country for years now, and especially in these last couple of months, I can't even begin to tell you how many people have come to me that are struggling, and I mean struggling mightily, lost their homes. And I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but you know what's happening. There's people in here tonight that are struggling. We look to the left and the right, and we think, oh, they got it together. Our neighbors have got it all together. Let me tell you something. We all have struggles in our life. It doesn't matter how much money we have, how much we don't have, what our situation is. Everybody's got a struggle in life. And some of you are feeling unworthy. Guys out there lost their jobs. You know what? I can't even support my family. What good am I? Okay? And you're feeling depressed and you feel down. Some of you out there resort to things, okay, that you wouldn't have ordinarily done. Maybe you're going back with drugs. Maybe you're doing that alcohol thing again. Okay, it gets to you. We get weak. The devil works on us, and we start to do these things, and we say, you know what? I've fallen so far short of the Lord. There's no way that he's going to forgive me this time around. There's no way that he can use me. There's no way. And some of you believe that tonight. I get emails telling me the same thing, and it's very sad. But I want to encourage you here tonight, people. I want you to look at me, and I want you to be encouraged, because you know what? Jesus was a God of encouragement. He didn't come here to condemn people. He came here to encourage. Okay, when you read his life, remember, he was an encouragement to everybody, unless he knew that they were a phony or a hypocrite or whatever, and he tried to straighten them out. But he was an encouragement. And when you look at my life, I want to tell you this. I want to guarantee you this. I don't care what you've done in your life. I don't care how bad you think you are. I don't care how far short you believe you've fallen. Nobody has done the terrible things in their life that I have done. And I can say that with all certainty, and I mean that. Because for 17 years, every day, I was in violation of the laws of God and the laws of man. I've had people from Iraq, soldiers, come to me, Michael, you don't get it. I spent all of these years here. You don't know the things I've done and the things I've seen. There was a brother here that told me the same thing not too long ago. And he didn't have God in his heart back then. And he came back with a tremendous amount of guilt. Okay? And I try to comfort him and say, brother, you know what? I had a lot of guilt I carried around in my life. And it interfered with God fulfilling his purpose in my life because I was too guilty. I said, no, God's not going to forgive this. and I met with a brother in Christ, and I talked to